I'm happy to introduce. This is your first meeting, right? I'm happy to present our new HRC Commissioner, Savita Satar. She came highly recommended to us by the council and everybody else, and we presented her to the council, and the council okayed her. So she's here for her first meeting, and she's been active in the township with the Palestinian group and everything else. So I thought it would be a good idea to have her introduce herself and to explain to her what she's been doing in a very brief way, and then we can ask her any questions. And hopefully, as she presents, more people will come in, so we'll have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Well, hi everyone. I'm Samina Satar. I have lived in Franklin for about 12 years, but I've lived in New Jersey for about 20, so it's been a while. I live with my husband and my 2 kids over on Ward 1, like the south side of the township. And I work at a company called Mathematica, so I'm a policy researcher by trade. I've worked at Mathematica for about 17 years now, and I do research mostly in the workforce development space. Right now I do some studies for the U.S. Department of Labor, as well as the National Science Foundation and some private foundations. So that's the work that I've been doing there. I'm also on the board of the New Jersey Islamic Networks Group, which is the New Jersey chapter of a national organization that does kind of interfaith speaking. So, I present on Islam at high schools, middle schools, and also with other kind of professional organizations, just so people have a better sort of basic understanding of Islam and Muslims and their history in the U.S. and the world. So that's one of my other jobs. So Gary wanted me to talk a little bit about the Palestine event that we had and some other organizing I've done in Franklin. So the Palestine event that we had in October of this year was called, actually last year, sorry, now it's 2025. It was called Connect with Palestine Day, and it was sort of an event that a number of residents in Franklin who have been kind of, watching what's been going on in the Middle East and knowing that we have, a sizable Palestinian community in Franklin and also in New Jersey, wanted to find a way to kind of recognize the, the history of Palestine and to find a way to celebrate the community here at home. So we had an event in Colonial Park, and we had vendors who, were sort of serving Palestinian food, other food from the region, selling Palestinian art and products. And then we had some speakers, both local and from, the sort of region. And we had some guests, including some youth who have come from Gaza and Palestine to get medical care in the U.S. So it was kind of it was a few hours, but it was just an opportunity to kind of recognize, sort of the diversity of the community here and the history of the Palestinian community as well. So that was the Palestine event. I also am part of an organization called Qidma, that's Qidma, in Franklin, that is mostly Franklin residents. And what we've been doing is just sort of came together as residents, sort of seeing that there, are sort of community needs here in the township. And so we've been working with various organizations like the school district and the food bank and other parts in the township to see, how we can kind of get our community together to sort of support and organize other parts of the community. So we did an event where we held a kind of a we were part of the school's first day of school kind of event at the elementary school, and we had donations of clothing so that any families could come and kind of pick out, like new outfits for their kids for the first day of school. So it's just a little way we know the first day of school is a special thing, and some families can't afford to have new things for their kids on that day. So we felt like that was just a small thing that we could do to make the school year special for students. We also held a event earlier in the year to honor the Muslim Heritage Month. Last year was the first year in New Jersey that Muslim Heritage Month was recognized in January. This year was the second year. So last year we did what we called Noor Night and organized just sort of a fun event for the community with entertainment and food and music and things like that. So there's a lot of different things. I feel like I've been in a lot of different types of things, but hopefully continuing to do that this year as well. And happy to learn, what other folks are doing and what other resources we have in the community, so we can all kind of collaborate on things in the future.
I guess one other activity that I've heard that Gitmo will be doing is having a program for the homeless.
Yeah, so Homes is an organization that is, I think, Somerset County based, and they do have some families who are homeless from Franklin as well. So we're going to do another sort of Noor Night this year, but in honor of those families and for them specifically. So we'll have dinner and entertainment for the kids.
That's going to be in February.
Yeah, that's going to be February 16th, I think, in the Senior Center. So. So hopefully that'll be another opportunity.
And I also understand that every month you provide food for those that they need to have some hot meal.
Yes. So there's a soup kitchen in New Brunswick, which is kind of owned and operated by the New Brunswick Islamic Center, NBIC. And we've been collaborating with them to feed whoever comes to the soup kitchen every 2 weeks, every sort of second Wednesday. So we all kind of like either donate food or donate money to buy food. And, especially now, I think when it's so cold, a lot of people come. Like, there's people lined up down the street from the soup kitchen. So it really seems like there is a big need. So it's great that we can do that too.
Wonderful.
Any other questions? Talk about this, a thing that's happening on
Oh, yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. So on Sunday, this Sunday in the Senior Center, we're hosting what we're calling a community conversation. So it's being co-hosted by the Human Relations Commission and the Interfaith Council. Yeah. But we've been sort of working on this for a little while because there's like I said, there's been a lot going on in the Middle East, and it has affected like our community here. We have a sizable Jewish community, a Muslim community, Arab and Christian community, and we have a lot of interest in what's happening. So, we know there's been, there's certain topics that are just hard to talk about, and we feel like Franklin is such a diverse community that we really need the tools, as neighbors to be able to, agree to disagree or just like talk about, things without feeling like, we have to alienate ourselves from each other because of, what's going on. So this event, we have the New Jersey Office of Civil Rights, the Division of Civil Rights. They're coming to sort of facilitate sort of small group discussions among community members. And, we opened it to everyone. It's on the Township social media, so hopefully a lot of people have seen it. And yeah, we're having dinner, and we're having the Civil Rights Division team kind of just like introduce the topic and facilitate some discussions and have people talk and sort of share their perspectives and just share a meal.
Where is it?
So that's at the Senior Center on Sunday at 4:00.
On Sunday?
I should have brought some of the flyers, but I can email the flyer to the group because you have everybody on the email, right?
Yeah. Why don't you email that?
Okay, yeah, I can send that out.
especially Mike. Oh, you know what? There's something else. Okay, any more questions? We still need one more for a quorum, so we'll go on. Edna, why don't you give us an update on the flag project? I know you've been working on that hard with the township, or with,
So,
because Alex has to know about it because it has to go to the council.
yes, actually, I just sent an
He
email.
copies me on the email.
Yeah,
so
copy,
I appreciate that, yeah.
Why don't you explain what it is again?
So, we are, hoping to spearhead a project that will bring the Hometown Heroes Flag Project to Franklin. And I met with, Gary and I met with Safia. If you recall, I brought up this idea. I had this idea a good year ago now, almost, to do it. We are, when Gary and I met with Safi Callan, the project manager for the township, she was going to get, at our request, some best practices from Manville, which already has had a successful launch of their project. These are pretty organic in the sense that it's not just a one-shot deal. You just don't post the flags. You can continue to post them, however long you would like them to be posted, depending on, the demand for families and the town to want to continue the project. But the idea is that you honor either a living family member or loved one that has served in the military, or someone who has passed away, whether in the line of duty or has passed away outside of military service. You honor their memory with a flag that's posted in the town. So when Safi and I and Gary met, we were talking about probably having the flags fly in this township complex, and then as we filled this township complex, we would go throughout DeMott Lane and use DeMott Lane. For many reasons, this is the site where we have our memorials to all the military branches, and it's also a place where we all gather for multiple events here in the town. It's a place where people come together to do many beautiful things, and also to remember beautiful things. We are kind of like on hold right now until we have a subsequent meeting with Safi to discuss the status of the project. She'll be our guide as project manager for the township. She'll be our guide in helping us to work in the right direction. I did send Bob a message today, an email that I copied you all on, wanting to know what the next steps are, at what stage should
Is he back now
we go to the council.
from his operation?
What's that? Bob is back. Yeah, he's back. Long time ago, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Because there are many things that have to be worked out, the financing of it. Some towns raise funds for the project. Other towns have the family donate the money for the flag. So there are many things. I have, in anticipation that we would be doing this sooner than later, I have written a draft of web copy that can go on our website to announce the project. I did send that to Safi already, and obviously that would all have to be approved before anything could go live.
So now, how does this work? Is it once a year? Is it a yearly thing that people have to?
It would not membership, but in some towns, usually around the holidays, say Memorial Day or Veterans Day, they'll relaunch the project by saying, by sending out word again via their social media or their websites that we can add on. Yes.
Okay.
So
It includes a picture of the person and
yes,
all?
it's if you.
Manville.
Manville has, Bound Brook has, Plainfield has, there are a lot of, Raritan has, quite a few communities in Somerset County already have, and really in the country. If you travel, you'll see that, It all depends, costs depend on the size of the flag. Some folks fly them with their light posts in their downtowns. Others put them somewhere else, in a common area like this one, for example. So we would renew the project. That would be up to the council to decide, how often they would want to renew the project. But it's an invitation for us to partner with the township to honor those who have served.
Do people take rotation, those flags? I mean, we definitely.
There are some towns where the flags fly for a period of time, and then they're taken down, and the family takes them. There are other towns where they fly until they're no longer in good shape, be from wear and tear of the weather. For the most part, would be wear and tear of the weather.
My question was that if we put, let's say, 20 flagpoles. So, but the number of people that they can be on flag is 50. Do we take turn, like 1 month, the first 20, and the next month, the second, and so forth? Is that the plan, or?
I think that would be up to us what we want to do. I mean, typically,
Or do we have any idea
think
how many people we're talking about? How many flags we're talking about?
not until we send the word out, a call for flags, I think we know. We don't have an active VFW organization or American Legion in Franklin Township, although we do have a gentleman that, for lack of a better word, would serve as a leader of such a group, if we had one. And he's in one of, the JFK Club put me in contact with him. I did speak to him, and he did endorse the project, as did, I presented to the Franklin Chamber of Commerce, and they said they were behind the project also. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be up to us, if we get 50 forms filled out, would we then decide to put however many fit here and then fill up until we get to the 50 on DeMott Lane? Just as an example, if we use this location plus DeMott Lane. I think we probably would want to avoid multiple changes of flags in 1 year, because that's manpower, you'd have to get them on and off. And
I guess the maintenance will be also another thing that we got to keep in mind. Sometimes the winds tear the flags up.
Yeah.
So we just
Okay, so we'll keep you posted, just continue. I don't know where the policeman is. He usually comes, but I don't see him tonight, so. Also, because this is our first meeting of the year, technically we have to reappoint a chairman and a co-chairman, which I've been a chairman for quite a while, and Edna. So I need a motion on that, so if anyone wants to take over, I'm not going to complain.
I make a motion for you to be the chairman, and Edna is vice chair, right? Continue the responsibility.
Thank you. All those in favor? Thank you. I didn't think you were going to step down. Thank you. Technically.
You're going to make a motion for
Update
vice chair also.
on the Kmart Shopping Center.
in one motion, you did both, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Update on the Kmart Shopping Center. That was again postponed till sometime in March or April. That's still hanging, as you know. It's been postponed several times. That's where they're contemplating putting in apartments, and it's come to the zoning board several times, and it's been postponed. So, Alex, you have some items that you want.
So, yeah, I can report a little bit. So we had our first meeting on January 7th, and we had some reorganization. We have a new deputy mayor, Congress, and Councilwoman Shifa Udin is now deputy mayor Shifa Udin. So we congratulate her and wish her the best. So for this year, of course, we have, like in the past, our main goal is to keep the taxes low, keep our township safe, and work on projects that improves the health equity. I guess I have mentioned in the past that between Ward 1 and Ward 4, even though pretty much neighbors, there is almost 8 years of life expectancy difference. People that live in Ward 1, in average, they live 8 years longer than those that they live in Ward 4. And we've identified through the data, thanks to Safi and a few others, that shows what are the areas of focus to close that gap. So I am the council liaison and advisory board of health. So we are very closely working with Somerset County Board of Health to bring services to town. In fact, we brought a couple of services, the flu shot vaccination, we had it in food bank, and there are a few other things that we plan in this year, do the same thing. And hopefully through some other ways we can help to close that gap. One of the things that we did during the advisory board of health meeting, we always bring a speaker. And so we bring people from Somerset County to come and share with us the type of services they have, what can we do to bring those services to the township. So now at Food Bank, we have one person who is going to be there to help with mental health issues. In case somebody needs it, they are going to be there. The other thing that is happening, starting January, every month, there is going to be a service screening, health screening, and they are going to be at Food Bank. So, and I believe I may have sent you the flyers. If not, we'll send it again to spread the word, let people know that that service is going to be available on an ongoing basis. So those are the couple of things. The other things that we are hoping to happen in our township is two groundbreaking. One is for YMCA. My wife and I, we became member of YMCA at Piscataway, December 1st actually. And I can't tell you how great it is. And it definitely, you go there, you see people of all nationalities, all backgrounds, all age groups. They have great facilities. They have really wonderful pools, 3 pools. And it's going to, if we bring that to town, it definitely is going to help the well-being of our community members, which is going to, again, help to close that gap. So, and not only that, they have all kinds of rooms that people can use it for meetings, for dialogues. They bring students from, high school students, for example, they participate in swimming and other sports there. They have a wonderful basketball court. So I am really hoping that we will have YMCA in our township in the next 3, 4, 5 years. But hopefully the groundbreaking will happen this year. And we brought her, Meg Luska, and talked about it. Yeah, we had Meg.
We did have her here once.
So,
If you want me to have her again, let me know.
no, I think right now what they're looking for, this is almost like $45 million project. So what they're looking is to have some seed money, almost like $5 million to start the project. And so we're looking at other ways. The township has given them the land, so that land is available for them to use, to build. So mayor is working on it. I know the Assemblyman Joe Danielson is looking at it. One of my colleagues, Councilman Ram, also is actively working on it. And several people, Bill Garupo and others. So we are all on the same page to try to help this project. To hopefully we'll have a groundbreaking this year. The other project that I think will be great is the expansion of Food Bank. Food bank, as you know, provides a great service, but the number of people that they go to food bank has grown quite a bit. In fact, the last I heard was like 2,500 families. They go pretty much every month to get some food to help them. But the food bank, besides providing the food, they want to provide other things. Like I mentioned, that they will have a place for mental health, they will have a place for other activities. So they don't have enough space. Really, they're limited. I don't know how many of you have been there, but I've been there a few times. So they have a place in front of, next to Pine Grove Manor School. And so they're planning to build a nice facility there. And I believe it will have a garden and so forth. So that's another project that I'm hoping that will come to fruition this year, at least a groundbreaking. And I understand that's about $12 million project. They have $1 million already a grant, and they're probably going to be reaching out to various organizations and visitors to help. So these are two projects that I think as an HRC, we should really actively support them, because it's really going to have benefit our community. The YMCA is going to provide employment opportunities. They have a lot of people that they work in YMCA, and then it's going to help the well-being of our community. It's going to help our little ones to learn how to swim, and hopefully they won't drown. So these are all the activities that I think it's HRC can really play an active role.
Where is the location for the YMCA?
It's on 27, I believe, pretty close to,
The old Consolidated Fathers were.
yeah, close to the Board of Education area.
Oh, the Consolata property?
Consolata property, right?
Thank you, Alex.
So a couple other things that I was just in, they had a veterans program, and I was there, and then I saw a few things that I thought that will be beneficial. One is this prescription savings card. So if you know anybody who doesn't have prescription or insurance, or even if they do but they pay a lot of copay, you may want to just scan this and look at the price. You might be surprised that you might save quite a bit of money. So I have a few of these. I'll just pass around, and you can just, in fact, take a picture and put on social media, and I did that. The other thing that I'd like to share is this New Jersey Resources. This is really a great thing for all the various resources that you have in New Jersey, from health, from housing, from all kinds of things. So I have this, and there's a QR code, so if you do this, everything comes there. It's very, very beneficial to have that, and you can pass that around. And this one, I'm sure you probably have come across, that get help with your utility bills. If you know anybody who is low income, and this may be beneficial to them. So I have a few of the flyers that you can pass it around. And finally, if you know anybody deaf or hard of hearing, there are some resources here, so you can share that with them. And there's also one number that I got. There's an organization called HOPES. And so if anybody needs anything from housing to utility or whatever, they can call this number and they will help. And so this one, I guess that one, you can just take a picture of it if you want and just send it around.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
I have a question with
Sure.
the,
Oh, I'm sorry, with before that, for the Advisory Board of Health. So one thing that we did, you know that we have 10 dispensaries in our township. They're open, and there probably will be another 8 coming down. So one of the concerns that people have expressed and they have experienced in other states is that people that they buy dispensaries, they do not lock them up, and children have access or pets have access, and they get really sick and they have to take them to emergency room. So we got a nice flyer, is a card actually. It's called Lock It Up. And so we are going to give, let's say 250 or so for each dispensary at different places. And I took one, and there is a bleachers on the Veronica and 27 right there. And I talked to the manager, explained to them what that card is, and they were very happy. And they are going to give that card, whoever comes to buy things, they're going to give one of the cards to the customers. So they can just have it on the refrigerator or keep it as a reminder that it's so important to lock it up. So we're going to do that. I'm going to be going to other dispensaries, just talking to them and giving to them. So just want to let you know that.
So how many, are there still gonna open more? Is there a limit on how many?
My understanding,
dispensaries
well, we
they
have put a limit as a township. We're not going to be, granting new ones, but so far, 18 of them, I believe they have license, they have the permit to open. 10 of them they have, I believe 8 of them they still can open. And I believe after that, maybe like 2 or maybe 4 more, they have applied for the license, but they have not gone through the rest of it. So, but the township last year, our council put a limit on the
Oh,
numbers.
good.
I know the council spent a lot of time on this issue, so.
I have a question.
Sure, I'm sorry.
The food bank, yeah.
Yes.
Given the amount of money that's needed, I think you said 12 million and $1 million is good. And given the issue of the health disparity that we've identified
Right.
in those 2 wards, are there any opportunities for us to get funding because of that? You know, to say that we are going to target some of the issue of health equity in
Right, right.
town, by helping our residents
Sure.
to access healthy food and food.
Right. So one couple of things that we are learning is that there are so many services and resources available in Somerset County and even New Jersey, and we are trying to tap into them, right? So we really don't know how much additional help we will need. So our first task is to see what's out there and how we can take advantage of them. But the other thing that the township has done is bring this health screening and also need for immunization and so forth to schools. And so that is, I believe, going to be starting pretty soon, if it's not started already. And then that is going to expand to cover the parents as well, so the parents can also get that. So there are a few things happening right now, and at this time I do not know what additional things we're going to need and where the shortcomings are as far as the money is concerned. The other thing that we had a meeting this past month to better utilize the opioid settlement fund. There's quite a bit of money that we have in the township. And our township, the police department director is basically in charge, right? We talked about it.
What was the decision? What?
So, after that, we had a town hall meeting. So that was a meeting here, but we had a town hall meeting.
I mean, last
You were
month.
there, yes.
And during the town hall meeting, people came, they had some ideas, they asked, basically, the police director of safety asked that, look, if you have a project that we can use the opioid settlement fund, come forward, let us look at it and so forth. So there's going to be a team, there's already a team, but maybe there will be some additional members to it. They're going to be looking at how we can utilize that money. Right now, we use part of it for, there is a service called Arrive Together. You've heard that, right? So if there is a a need for police to go someplace, they usually have somebody who is a mental health specialist, and that person and police goes together, and they kind of talk over to see if there is a way they can resolve the issue without having an arrest or God forbid, any other incidents. So they are using part of money for that purpose. So, but if there's a project that we believe that that opioid settlement funds can be used, please reach out to me or just go directly to Director Mayweather from the police department, and then she will be able to help. And I know that she had, Samina had some ideas too that she shared with,
She wrote something,
with
but
the director.
she never got a response, so. Thank you, Alex.
Sure.
I neglected to, as you all know, the HRC is an open public meeting, so we always welcome the people that aren't commissioners, and I'm always honored to have Michelle Peterson come as a public representative, and I always ask, do you have any questions on that? No? Michelle is kind of active with it because she made a presentation to us about the seeing eye dog. She's quite active in that, and she is mostly active in the Army National Guard. She has 2 sons that are in the Army National Guard, and she spends quite a lot of time with them. So we have to give her credit for that. So thank you. I'm always
And her presentation on homeschooling was very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very educational too.
Yeah.
We have a new puppy coming in 3 weeks, so if you guys want to visit, I'll have to bring him next time.
I just wanted to welcome you.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, I do need a motion to okay the minutes of October 23rd and December 18th, because we did not have a regular meeting last month because of the opening. The October 23rd meeting was canceled for some reason, so I do need a motion to okay the October 23rd minutes and the December 18th minutes from somebody. I need a motion.
A motion.
Do I have a second? Okay, thank you. Okay, I don't really have anything else. The floor is open to anybody. We have a smaller crowd because Shep Hunda is ill tonight. By the way, he was also appointed recently to the zoning board. So he's going to continue with us, but he's also now on the zoning board. So
Gary, I just wanted to recognize Assemblyman Joe Danielson for putting that event for the veterans.
Okay.
It was really, I think you were there, and I don't know anybody else was there, but that was a great event, and very educational. Lots of information was out there, and all this stuff that I brought it was from that event.
we'll put that in the minutes. Our next meeting is February 26th. I don't have anybody to come in yet, but there is a chance that Sam Lou, is that how I pronounce his name? Might have to resign because he now has some responsibilities. And he's going to go out of town. So I hate to lose him, but he probably will resign. And Michelle was kind enough this evening to give me a name. I'll speak to Anne Marie McCarthy, and then I'll talk to you, with the council, and we'll get her okay.
Yeah, 2 more things also. I just wanted to again congratulate the MLK
Oh, that's right.
team. We
Oh, that's
had
right.
wonderful.
I was going to But we had an excellent MLK breakfast, and we had good presentation. As a matter of fact, everyone here except John couldn't make the breakfast. We had over 300 people, and we could. The show was there, Samina was there.
Right, and the
With
second,
the councilman, or the assemblyman. So it was a very good, the HRC unfortunately didn't have too much of a representation, but I always tell people to come. I can't force them to come, but.
We wear multiple hats, so we were there on behalf of HRC as well as.
So if there's nothing else, is anyone else who wants?
the second, the two more I wanted just to mention briefly. I had the opportunity to attend in the police department My Brother Keepers. My Brother Keepers, I don't know if you have heard about it. It's a wonderful program started by our President Obama a few years back. And the whole idea is to provide the opportunities for African Americans, young African Americans primarily, to do well in as far as the job, as far as the society and so forth. So they have already started that program in our township. I believe when I was there were some family members that they were there. They already have, I believe, 25 members, primarily from the high school. And this is primarily for high school kids and maybe early college. So if you know African American young men, ask them to look for that. It's just a great opportunity. Honestly, it's going to benefit them quite a bit. My Brother Keeper, okay? And if you need more information, you can get back to me and I can connect you with the right people, and or you can call even police department, just ask them for any of the key players in that group. But they're going to have programs, different activities in high school, so you guys may want to spread that word as well. The other one, the last one, Gary, is that I want to just thank the organizers of the Muslim Heritage Month activities in our library. They had 3 activities, really educational, and I don't know if any of you participated, but they had paintings, they had artwork, they had beautiful display of arts and so forth. So there's one more coming, I believe.
Yeah, we
So
had-
keep an eye on that and join. This is an opportunity to learn from each other. So, and especially for HRC members, I highly recommend we as a HRC to take active participation in these things, because that's what the mission of HRC is, right? To understand each other, get to know each other, to appreciate each other's culture. And we are so lucky that in our township we have different cultures. And so hopefully with that.
The last thing that I want to say, we have a new high school principal because Orville Wilson has retired. So I always like to stay close with the Board of Education. If you could speak to him, and I'll send him an email, I would like him to come to one of our HRC meetings, because I always like to hear the goals and missions of the high school, and since we have these two good junior commissioners from the high school, do you have a chance to talk to him at all?
Sorry, who would you like us to speak with?
That's
The principal, Ms. Guerrero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a chance to talk to him, you can tell him that I would like him, if possible, to come to one of our HRC
Sure,
meetings.
yeah, the new principal.
I'll invite him, but since we have you too, it helps for you to also tell him.
Okay.
If there is nothing else, I will take a motion to adjourn, and I said as a next meeting is February 26th. Welcome to our commission. And, thank you all.
Motion to adjourn.